Today, I was wondering if I could take Li Xia out for a meal, and at the same time, introduce her to Liu Jun. Isn't Liu Jun interested in hotel management? Li Xia is the general manager of KT International Hotel. Even if she can't get Liu Jun into KT International, at least she could make an introduction, and hopefully provide him with some resources. I quickly called Li Xia. As soon as she answered, she asked, "Are you regretting it, and calling to ask me for that 20,000 yuan? Can you act normal for once?" I teased her and asked, "In your eyes, do I only call you when I want money?" Haha. Li Xia laughed out loud without holding back and asked, "So what do you want then? Didn't you promise me something today? You said as long as it doesn't go against your principles, you'd agree to anything. Wasn't that what you said?" "Yes," I replied. "What do you want?" she asked. "Just join me for a friend's birthday dinner tonight. It's just a meal." "Dinner?" Li Xia exclaimed. "You think I have that much free time?" I replied. "If you won't come, I won't force you. But clearly, you're just someone who breaks their word. It's up to you." Annoyed, she snapped, "Fine, I'll be there tonight. After dinner, don't bother me again. We'll be even," she added. "You have to promise not to embarrass me during the meal, and of course, I won't do anything inappropriate to you. We'll just show up as friends." Li Xia agreed readily. "Okay, I get it. See you tonight." After settling things with Li Xia, I couldn't help but feel a bit pleased. We hadn't seen each other for half a year, and today happened to be Liu Jun's birthday. Before heading out, I bought a red envelope at a small shop and put 500 yuan in it. 500 yuan is really not a small amount for me, but thinking about how Liu Jun's friends are probably all college students, and college students these days tend to be pretty generous, my red envelope might be too small and could embarrass Liu Jun. At 6:15, I arrived at the restaurant entrance. Li Xia's white Range Rover was already parked there. When she saw me appear, she got out of the car and walked toward me, surprisingly dressed in business attire. I stood at the entrance, looking Li Xia up and down. Li Xia glared at me and asked, "What are you looking at? You didn't specify what I should wear, and besides, I really didn't have time to change. As soon as I got your address, I rushed over from the office." I laughed and said, "I have to say, you look pretty classy in business attire." That earned me another big eye roll from Li Xia. I led Li Xia into the private dining room at the restaurant. As I pushed open the door, I saw Liu Jun sitting at the main seat, chatting with a guy on his left. There were about a dozen people in the room. When Liu Jun saw me, he quickly stood up and greeted me, saying, "Chen Fan, you're finally here. We've been waiting for you. Come sit over here." After saying that, he motioned for the guy next to him to switch seats. I took the seat the guy had just vacated and offered a cigarette to the guy who gave up his seat for me. He glanced at my Hongtashan cigarettes, politely declined, and pointed to the pack of Ruan Zhonghua on the table, indicating he had his own. Liu Jun introduced me to the others, saying, "Let me introduce everyone. This is Chen Fan, my best buddy from high school back in our county. Used to be a top student, scored over 600 on the college entrance exam." I gave a wry smile and said to Liu Jun, "Come on, let's not bring up the past. Happy birthday." As I spoke, I handed him a red envelope. Liu Jun fingered the red envelope, waved, and said, "Chen Fan, you're too polite. I didn't invite you for a gift. We haven't met in 6 months, so let's just catch up. Let's eat and chat over drinks." He turned to my companion. "Is this your girlfriend? How should I address her?" Li Xia didn't react to the label. She smiled. "I'm Li Xia." Liu Jun introduced himself proudly. "I'm Liu Jun, a business major at Yunnan University." He announced his school loudly with clear pride. Another guy chimed in, "Let's get the food served," and the room livened up. Liu Jun then offered me a cigarette. He said to me, "Chen Fan, if you had insisted on staying in school back then, you wouldn't have to be delivering food now." The girl sitting next to Liu Jun, who delivers food, asked with a barely suppressed snort, "Are the group orders on the platform still enough to fill you up? There's often news online about delivery people stealing food. Is that true? I haven't even had a chance to answer yet." Another guy quickly interjected, "Wang Hui, you're making a big deal out of nothing. So what if they steal a bite? Haven't you seen that video? In the elevator, someone used the customer's soup as mouthwash and then spit it back in. Now that's disgusting. This industry is a mess now, and the platforms don't even bother to clean it up. It's all just people without steady jobs doing it. Who with a good job would go deliver food?" For a moment, my face burned with embarrassment. I didn't dare look at the group chatting idly, and I certainly didn't dare look at Li Xia sitting next to me. Just as everyone was talking about this topic, a girl suddenly looked at Li Xia and asked, "Are you a food delivery worker too?" Li Xia smiled at the girl and replied, "Chen Fan and I both deliver food." "We're colleagues," the girl said with great envy. "Delivering food every day, working under the sun and wind must be really tough. To be able to maintain such good skin in this kind of environment, I really envy you." Li Xia just smiled and didn't bother to explain, letting these girls who hadn't seen much of the world continue their discussion. Liu Jun seemed a bit embarrassed and quietly tried to comfort me, saying, "Chen Fan, don't take it to heart. They don't mean any harm. They're just chatting casually." I gave a bitter smile and said to Liu Jun, "It's fine. I understand." I wasn't just saying that to appease Liu Jun. I really did understand. After all these years working hard in Kunming, I've come into contact with all kinds of people, and college students are the most unruly group. They haven't yet left campus, and very few of them know how to read the room or truly care about the feelings of those around them. Each one acts like they're the favored child of heaven. As the drinks kept flowing, the topics of conversation gradually increased. Liu Jun asked me, "How is your father's illness now? Is a kidney transplant possible?" When this topic came up, I became especially heavy-hearted. I picked up the glass of liquor in front of me, drank it all in one go, and said in a low voice, "There's not much hope. A kidney transplant costs several 100,000 yuan. It's simply not something my family can afford." Besides, getting a kidney transplant isn't just about having the money. You also have to find a match. All these years, we've only been able to do conservative treatments, going to the hospital for dialysis every week. It's worn him down to skin and bones. Liu Jun let out a long sigh and reminisced, saying, back then, you scored over 600 on the college entrance exam. Why didn't you stick with university? I remember the whole school even held a fundraiser for you. That money was meant for your studies. I cut Liu Jun off and said, I used the money for my dad's medical treatment. Do you regret it? If you had gone to school back then, you could have had much better options now. I shook my head, lit the cigarette Liu Jun handed me, and replied desolately, even if I had to choose 100 more times, I would still use the money for my dad's treatment. Why are you so immature? The girl sitting on Liu Jun's other side spoke to me in a lecturing tone. You should have used the money for your education. Like us, you should have gotten into a prestigious university, then earned your diploma and bachelor's degree. That way, you'd have so many more options when looking for a job. You wouldn't be stuck like you are now. Besides delivering food, what else can you do? Li Xia, who hadn't said much until now, spoke up. Never judge someone you don't understand. What you said might be right, but it's not the correct answer under every circumstance. The girl rolled her eyes dismissively, but Liu Jun stopped her from saying more. Liu Ruyan, that's enough. Chen Fan, his father has been ill for years, and his mother stays home to take care of his seriously ill father. Now the whole family relies on him alone. Liu Ruyan muttered disdainfully. Short-sighted, what else can I say? I felt my hand holding the wine glass start to tremble. Suddenly, a pair of soft warm hands gently rested on the back of my hand. I turned my head and saw Li Xia looking at me, her gaze very gentle. Liu Ruyan shot us a look of contempt, then asked Liu Jun, did you send out all the resumes I asked you to last week? I've already received an interview invitation. And you? Did you get any responses? Liu Jun, acting mysterious, unlocked his phone and showed it to Liu Ruyan, saying excitedly, look, the interview notification came in this afternoon. The interview is tomorrow morning. This is awesome. Liu Ruyan was overjoyed, hugged Liu Jun and gave him a kiss, and said with great anticipation, I believe we'll definitely get hired by this hotel. A girl sitting across from them asked, what's going on with you two? Why are you so happy? Liu Ruyan replied proudly, Liu Jun and I sent out our resumes together. Now, our favorite hotel has notified us to go for an interview tomorrow. Congratulations, congratulations. Let's all raise a glass to celebrate. Having a good education really is great. You get to choose the industry you like. Liu Jun, you turned down so many good companies for this. Liu Ruyan, you have to do your best. After dinner, the second half of the evening was at a KTV. The KTV was about 2 kilometers away. When we left the restaurant's private room, his college classmates walked ahead, while Li Xia and I walked at the back. I whispered to Li Xia, dinner's over. You've done what you promised me. You don't need to worry about me anymore. You can go now, thank you. You kept your promise. Li Xia softly asked, are you going to join them for the second half? I shook my head. Let's find an excuse to slip away. We don't really have much in common to talk about. Li Xia pouted and said to me, where are you going? I'll give you a ride. When we got to the restaurant entrance, Liu Jun had already hailed 3 taxis. The first taxi already had 4 people in it. The second had 2, and another couple was getting ready to get in. That left 5 of us, me, Li Xia, Liu Jun, and Liu Ruyan. There was also a guy I didn't know. Liu Ruyan said to Li Xia, let's squeeze in, the 5 of us. Tell the driver, it won't take long to get there. Li Xia smiled and said, thank you, but Chen Fan and I have something to do. Let's get together another day. Liu Jun, sounding a bit disappointed, said, you're leaving already? Come hang out for a bit. It's rare for us all to get together. Liu Ruyan secretly pinched Liu Jun and said to him, all right, don't force them. This is prime time for late night orders. They can probably make a few more deliveries tonight. Don't waste their time. I said to Liu Jun, next time, we're all in Kunming anyway. Let's keep in touch and get together often. We'll head back first. All right then, Liu Jun said reluctantly, bidding us farewell. Let me call a cab for you. Take it slow on the way. No need for a cab. I haven't been drinking, I replied. As she spoke, Li Xia pressed the remote, and the white Range Rover parked beside us flashed its lights. Then she waved kindly to Liu Jun and said, goodbye. Liu Jun and Liu Ruyan's expressions looked a bit stiff. Li Xia and I walked side by side toward the Range Rover, and as we were opening the door, I heard Liu Ruyan behind us speak in a tone full of resentment. Your childhood friend is really something. She probably borrowed that car just to show off. I don't know what else was said after that, because by then, I was already sitting in Li Xia's car. I leaned back in the seat and closed my eyes. I couldn't see my own future, but I could feel tears streaming down my cheeks. When the pressures of life become suffocating, all I can do is lick my wounds in the darkness. I didn't want Li Xia to see my tears, so I rolled down the window and let the wind dry them, letting them evaporate into the air. The car stopped outside the entrance of the Paris Spring residential complex, and I got out to say goodbye to Li Xia. Just as I was about to leave, Li Xia called out to me and asked, Chen Fan, do I still owe you anything? I turned back, shook my head and said, no you don't. That's good. Li Xia smiled and said goodbye. I slept until the next day, woken by a late morning call. I answered without checking the caller and said, hello? It was Li Xia. She asked, still sleeping? Are you always this lazy? I mumbled sleepily. What's it to you? Can you do me a favor? What is it? Come to my office and meet me. I'll tell you in person. If you want to refuse, I won't force you. I hesitated for a few seconds, then said to Li Xia, wait for me. I'll be there in half an hour. Keep your watchdogs in check. Don't let them bite me. Li Xia laughed. It's as if you've really been bitten before. In Li Xia's office, she was sitting at her desk, working on her computer and handling documents. I walked up to her desk, leaned both hands on the tabletop, looked at her and asked, what important matter do you need me to come out of retirement for? Li Xia put down the mouse in her hand, leaned back with her arms crossed over her chest, looked at me and said, the HR department is interviewing a few people today. I'd like your help. Today, you'll act as our HR manager and see if any of these candidates are suitable. I asked Li Xia, are you serious about me being an interviewer? Yes, she replied calmly. The candidates are here, so you can start immediately if you're willing. My assistant, Xiaoru, will help. It's simple. Just observe the applicants. If they feel right, hire them. If not, let them go. It's all about your intuition. I stared at her, totally baffled. I really can't figure out why you want me to help you with the interviews. Do you have some special reason? Li Xia raised the corners of her mouth in a mysterious smile, stood up and said, go ahead, I'll have Xiaoru take you to the HR office. You'll understand soon enough why I asked you to do the interviews. Curious, I followed Xiaoru to the interview office. There were 4 files on the desk. Xiaoru introduced, only these 4 people have passed the initial screening, but in the end, our company can only keep 2. Take a look at their profiles first. I'll step out to arrange things and notify the 4 of them to come in for their interviews one by one. You'll decide which 2 will be kept in the end. That's President Li's instruction. I opened the first candidate's resume. 26 years old, with 2 years of hotel management experience, graduated from Southwest University of Political Science and Law. The second resume was from a girl with a degree from the School of Business Administration. There was nothing particularly outstanding, but her personal statement was especially humble. She seemed like a very low-key girl. When I opened the third resume, I was shocked. It was Liu Jun. Suddenly, something clicked in my mind, and I quickly opened the 4th file. Sure enough, it had a photo of Liu Ruyan. Last night, they were excitedly talking at dinner about receiving an interview invitation from a hotel. Absolutely thrilled. So it turns out the hotel they mentioned was Katy International Hotel, and now Li Xia wants me to interview them. What is this all about? I paused and thought for a moment, and it seemed I could understand Li Xia's well-intentioned motives. After a while, the assistant, Xiaoru, returned to the office and said to me, I've arranged everything. Should I let them in for the interview now? I nodded and told Xiaoru, let all 4 of them come in together, all at once. Xiaoru looked a bit surprised, and there was a hint of doubt in her eyes, as if she was questioning whether I actually knew how to conduct an interview. I insisted, yes, let all 4 of them come in together. That's what I said. Xiaoru didn't have any more questions, pushed open the door, and walked out. When she came back in, all 4 interviewees were brought in. In front of everyone, Xiaoru introduced me, saying, this is Director Chen from our company's HR department. Which 2 of you will be hired today depends entirely on Director Chen's decision. After the introduction, she returned to her desk, sat to my left, and started taking notes on the computer. Chen Fan and Liu Jun couldn't help but call out my name in surprise, asking, am I seeing this right? I smiled and nodded. Glancing over at the group, I noticed that Liu Ruyan's face was filled with barely contained excitement, as if she was determined to get the job. I put on a professional air and said, everyone, please have a seat. I've read all your resumes. To have made it through the company's multiple rounds of interviews to get here, it's clear that you are all outstanding among this group. Even if you ultimately aren't selected for this position, it's enough to prove your excellence. The company currently only has 2 openings. Liu Ruyan said proudly, looks like it'll definitely be me and Liu Jun. Her words drew a dissatisfied look from the other male candidate. Liu Jun quickly tugged at Liu Ruyan and whispered, don't say things like that, then apologized to the man. The other girl, however, showed no reaction at all, as if she hadn't heard Liu Ruyan's comment. I picked up the glass of water in front of me, took a sip, and continued. The final interview question is very simple. With a 5,000 monthly salary, which of these 3 options would you pick? A $500 urban village room, a $1,000 shared apartment, or a $2,500 private apartment? Liu Ruyan spoke first. I'll take the $2,500 apartment for the better environment and privacy. Liu Jun, you? He scratched his head. I'd share the apartment. I then looked at the third girl. Her name was easy to remember. Her name was Bai Peipei. Her voice was delicate and gentle. She spoke cautiously. I'd share a residential apartment. The environment matters, and roommates likely share similar values, so we'd get along. It also expands your social circle. Sharing is nice. Finally, the last man spoke firmly. I'd pick the urban village. 5,000 isn't much. I'd rather spend on socializing than rent. All 4 had finished sharing. I said to Xiaoru beside me, that's it for today's interview. Xiaoru looked at me and asked, so, which 2 will be chosen in the end? The results will be announced tomorrow morning. Everyone can just wait for a call, I replied. Xiaoru stood up and said, thank you very much, all 4 of you. Director Chen means that today's interview ends here. As for which 2 will be hired, you'll be notified by phone tomorrow morning. Whether you stay or not depends on Director Chen's final decision. Thank you everyone. I'll see you out now. Please follow me. Xiaoru took the lead and walked out first. Following right behind Xiaoru was that man, and then Bai Peipei. Seeing that the first 2 had already left, Liu Ruyan suddenly rushed over to the table where I was sitting, her face full of excitement as she said, Chen Fan, aren't you a food delivery guy? How come you're here? Your interview was amazing. Does this mean Liu Jun and I can get ready to start work next week? The corners of my mouth lifted slightly. I didn't really know what to say. Liu Jun pulled Liu Ruyan and said, Ruyan, let's go. By the way, Chen Fan, are you free tonight? You left too early yesterday. We didn't even get to have a proper drink. What time do you get off work? I'll come find you and we'll keep drinking tonight. I said to Liu Jun, I'll contact you after I get off work. As they were about to leave, Liu Ruyan, holding onto Liu Jun's arm, said with great confidence, your friend is actually the HR director at Katy Hotel? Why didn't you tell me sooner? Chen Fan is really something. We have to keep in touch from now on, got it? All 4 of them left the interview office. I sat in my chair, lost in thought for a moment, then got up and walked toward Li Xia's office. When I entered, Li Xia was staring at her computer, watching me, and I even heard my own voice. Seeing me come in, Li Xia smiled and said, not bad. Chen Fan's final question was very unique. You can learn a lot from something as simple as a look at housing. I frowned and asked, you saw everything? Li Xia turned her computer screen toward me and said, I was just watching the live broadcast, and now I'm watching it a second time. So there was a camera in that office. I was a bit speechless. Was this a sign of distrust toward me? I was just about to say something when Li Xia quickly explained, don't get the wrong idea. There's always been a camera in the interview office. Sometimes there are incidents, or a lot of people coming for second interviews, so the HR department has to watch the interview recording several times before making a decision. Only then can a final decision be made. I agreed with a nod. Li Xia smiled and asked, which two do you think should be kept in the end? Bai Peipei and Liu Jun? Li Xia then asked, what's your reasoning? Aren't you afraid that if you don't keep Liu Ruyan, your childhood friend Liu Jun will fall out with you? Out of habit, I took out a cigarette and put it in my mouth, but as I was about to light it, I realized this might not be appropriate since I was in someone else's office, so I put the lighter away. Li Xia said, it's fine. I don't mind people around me smoking. I thanked her, lit my cigarette, and said to Li Xia, I understand why you asked me to come today. Thank you for your thoughtful consideration. Since you treat me well, I can't be irresponsible toward you. Liu Ruyan thinks too highly of herself and lacks proper manners. She's not suitable for careful cultivation. Bai Peipei is She's a person who seems very humble on paper and in person. She also has a great appearance and is very approachable. Despite his limited experience, Liu Jun has upright values. Personal ties aside, I'd still recommend keeping him. Regarding whether letting Liu Ruyan go would upset Liu Jun, I'd never exploit your kindness to harm the company. That's why I didn't announce the decision earlier. Ultimately, the hiring decision is yours. Li Xia leaned back, looked at me and said, the resume surprised me this morning. Life has such coincidences. That's why I called you over. As you could see from the interview just now, simply changing from being a food delivery person yesterday to the HR director today, some people's attitudes towards you become completely different. This society is very realistic, and the people living in it are very hypocritical. I understand your good intentions. You wanted to help me regain some self-esteem and confidence in front of my friends, but you've also put me in a dilemma. Both Liu Jun and Liu Ruyan now think that I have the power to decide whether they stay or go, which is quite awkward for me now. Li Xia put on a completely unconcerned look and said, if you feel it's difficult, then just keep both Liu Jun and Liu Ruyan. I don't care. I support over 100 people at KD Hotel, so I don't mind having one more like Liu Ruyan. It's up to you what you want to do. I glanced at Li Xia, really at a loss for words, then turned and walked toward the door. With my back to her, I said, you play by yourself. I'm leaving. Don't drag me into this. I'm not playing along anymore. Just then, Li Xia called out to me from behind. If you think that as your best friend, Liu Jun can't understand why you wouldn't hire Liu Ruyan, and that this would ruin your friendship, then I think this best friend of yours. Then why stay friends? She knows what Liu Ruyan is like. Will Liu Jun really be happy with someone as hypocritical as her? As outsiders, we shouldn't comment on relationships, but on character, which is obvious. Shouldn't you, his best friend, say something? I listened to Xia, silent. I opened the office door and walked out. Behind me, she called out, since you've started this, see it through. Don't agree to help then just quit halfway, like that dinner I hated yesterday. I'll still stick with you until the end. Tomorrow, you'll be the one to announce the interview results. If you don't come, I'll hire Liu Jun and Liu Ruyan, so you can save face in front of your friends. Li Xia's good intentions handed me a hot potato, but I didn't know how to face Liu Jun and Liu Ruyan. I could ignore Liu Ruyan's feelings, but I didn't want Liu Jun to feel awkward. Tonight's dinner might be very awkward, and even though I know it will be, I can't avoid it. At 4:30 in the afternoon, Liu Jun called to ask me what time I would get off work. I told Liu Jun that everything was fine now. He was especially happy when he heard this and asked me where we should meet, saying we should have a good drink tonight. I told Liu Jun to come to a very ordinary little restaurant outside the Paris Spring community, and that I would be the host tonight. Liu Jun said he would come right away and that he'd see me soon. After saying that, he hung up the phone. I don't know what will happen tonight, whether our friendship of more than 10 years will fall apart or become even stronger. I have no way of knowing. After all, we've all been changing over the years, and our once close circle has gradually drifted apart. There are some things I don't know how to say, so all I can do is pray. At 5:30, Liu Jun and Liu Ruyan showed up at the restaurant. I suddenly felt very nervous. I want to hold on to this friendship, but I also don't want to betray Li Xia's kindness to me. I'm caught in a dilemma. After all the dishes were served, the topics they talked about with me never strayed from Kaidi International Hotel. They asked me what the environment was like inside, how the pay was, and what the overall company structure was. There were a lot of questions I didn't know the answers to, so I couldn't respond and could only awkwardly smile and try to change the subject. Both Liu Jun and Liu Ruyan could tell I was avoiding the topic, and the atmosphere at the meal was always somewhat awkward, with everyone feeling repressed. In the end, it was Liu Ruyan who couldn't take it anymore. Holding his chopsticks, he said in a strange tone, Liu Jun, it seems like Chen Fan really wants you to go work at Kaidi. Don't think like that, I said. Whether you two can work at Kaidi isn't something I can decide. But Ruyan insisted, saying, today is basically your interview for us. They say Xiao Ru, the GM's assistant at Kaidi, says our stay is up to you, so don't deny it. Now, I'm stuck regardless. Liu Jun looked at me sincerely and said, Chen Fan, this job matters to Ruyan and me. Of all Kunming's 5-star hotels, Kaidi fits us best. Why? I asked Liu Jun, puzzled why they'd insist on Kaidi over others. He acted mysterious as he spoke. You must have heard about it while working at Kaidi, right? The president of Kaidi Group, Li Dezhong, died in a plane crash in Hawaii, and despite rescue efforts, he passed away. It's said that now, the one managing Kaidi Hotel is Li Dezhong's illegitimate daughter. She's making sweeping personnel changes, trying to build her own team and establish her authority. At a time like this, she needs more fresh blood injected into the company. The reason we chose Kaidi is precisely because of this. Heroes emerge in troubled times. I want to take a chance with Ruyan, rather than working at a company where everything is calm and uneventful, it's better to enter an environment full of competing interests and prove our own value. I can understand Liu Jun's thinking. This really is an opportunity to prove one's abilities, but I truly don't want to go against my conscience and bring Liu Ruyan in, so I gently tried to persuade him, saying that actually, a comfortable work environment is also quite nice, without so much scheming and backstabbing. Chen Fan and Liu Jun looked at me seriously and said, if possible, please make sure to keep both me and Ruyan. We're counting on you. During the meal, I didn't give Liu Jun a definite answer. I just told Liu Jun and Liu Ruyan to go home and wait for a call. Thinking back to that scene at the abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of the city, Li Xia said to Li Jiahao, I promise to take good care of you. If I'm not mistaken, the illegitimate daughter Liu Jun mentioned is very likely Li Xia. When I got home, I walked out onto the balcony and called Li Xia. On the other end of the line, Li Xia asked, it's so late, what's the matter? Is it about the recruitment? I said, tonight, Liu Jun and Liu Ruyang invited me to dinner. You can probably guess what they talked about. I think this joke has gone far enough. If it goes on any longer, it'll be too much. I've shown you the interview recordings, and I believe you know even better than I do who should stay. Liu Jun and Bai Peipei are the most suitable. At least that's what I think. I'll have to trouble you to clear up this misunderstanding. Li Xia, sounding quite dissatisfied, asked, Chen Fan, let me ask you, how have you done with what you promised me? You asked me to have dinner with you, and I skipped such an important meeting just to go. I really don't like dinner gatherings. I also stayed with you until the end, enduring all kinds of contempt from people who thought I was just a food delivery guy. I put up with it, because when I promise you something, I make sure to do it well. Now it's your turn. You promised to help me with something, and are you planning to give up halfway? Please don't make a scene, I beg you. Li Xia said, I know you just want to stand up for me, and I truly appreciate your kindness. But now, this matter has fundamentally changed, and it's about to hurt my friendship. Li Xia spoke forcefully. You can choose not to hurt anyone by hiring both Liu Jun and Liu Ruyan. I'm giving you that right. Can't you stop being so stubborn? The company is yours. Are you making a joke out of yourself? Not at all. On the other end of the phone, I couldn't tell if Li Xia was angry or just trying to get a rise out of me. She said, I'm just getting a little revenge on you for what you did to my meal, doing something so disgusting. Tomorrow morning, come to my office and personally call the two people, notifying them to come to the company's HR department to register for work. Once you've done that, you'll have fulfilled your promise to me. If you want to call yourself a man, then don't do things halfway. After saying that, Li Xia hung up the phone. Suddenly, I felt like I'd boarded a pirate ship and couldn't get off even if I wanted to. Lying in bed, I wondered what on earth I should do. A difficult problem lay before me. No matter what I did, it would be wrong. The next day, in Li Xia's office, I especially disliked the mocking look in her eyes as she gazed at me. There was a desk phone on the table, and Li Xia sat across from me, separated by a coffee table, holding a cup of coffee and looking quite pleased with herself. Meanwhile, I stared at the phone, feeling conflicted. Go ahead and make the call, Li Xia said calmly. Let's put it this way, even if you told Liu Jun and Liu Ruyan right now that you're not the company's HR director, they wouldn't believe you, would they? I looked at Li Xia and asked angrily. Actually, from the very beginning, you didn't really want to help me regain my confidence in front of others. You just wanted to put me in a dilemma, isn't that right? Li Xia opened her mouth, a trace of deep disappointment flashing in her eyes, and said dismissively, think whatever you want. With that, she got up from the guest sofa and returned to her desk. It was true. Even if I told Liu Jun and Liu Ruyan now that I wasn't the HR director, they wouldn't believe me. Since that's the case, what was I hesitating for? I picked up the desk phone and dialed the internal line. This call was directly to Xiao Lu. Holding the phone, I said to Xiao Lu, notify Liu Jun that he's been hired. Report to the company on Monday, Xiao Ru asked on the other end of the line. Who is the second person? The second person. I felt my hand holding the phone trembling, while on the other side, Li Xia's gaze never left me. Hello? Xiao Ru asked again on the phone. Director Chen, who is the other person you want to keep? The name of the second person, Liu Ruyan, was on the tip of my tongue several times, but I just couldn't say it. Xiao Ru's voice came through the phone again, reminding me. Director Chen, I'm listening. When I finally said the three words Bai Peipei, I felt a sense of relief, only to realize my entire back was drenched in sweat. Got it, she replied. I'll call Liu Jun and Bai Peipei right away. Have them report to the HR department on Monday. That's all. I'll hang up now. I was the first to hang up the phone. Leaning back on the sofa, I looked up at the ceiling. I heard Li Xia's footsteps approaching, and she sat down on the sofa across from me again. She said to me, Chen Fan, thank you. Actually, this was a test for you. I let out a dry laugh and said, a test for what? Don't try to comfort me with those unrealistic reasons. I'm not a 3-year-old. You did all this just to get back at me for teasing you. If I could, I really wish I could go back a few days and not lie about eating your food. In fact, I didn't do that, Li Xia said nonchalantly. That's not important. There aren't that many what-ifs in the world. Actually, I'm quite glad you told that lie. It gave us more chances to interact. Anyway, let me apologize first. I shouldn't have given you such a difficult test. Before Li Xia could finish speaking, my phone rang. Just as I expected, it was Liu Jun calling. I answered, and Liu Jun asked, Chen Fan, can you tell me why this is happening? Li Xia was sitting across from me. There was no way to explain everything, so I could only say to Liu Jun, I'll call you back later. After taking that call, my mood grew even heavier. Li Xia said to me, let me apologize first, and then explain why I did this. Whether or not you're willing to forgive me, I'll still be grateful for everything you did for me today. I, Chen Fan, looked at Li Xia. There was a faint guilt on her face, along with a hint of helplessness. She said softly, I gave you such a difficult problem, yet at the crucial moment, you still thought of me. Recently, there have been some issues at the company, and we're making personnel adjustments across various departments. I hope to have some friends around me who genuinely care about me, so I can build my own team. Actually, when I asked you to help with the interviews yesterday, I just wanted you to regain a bit of dignity in front of your friends. Even if you hired Liu Jun and Liu Ruyan, it wouldn't matter much. For the company, it would just mean adding another intern, and at worst, they could resign after a month. At this point, Xia paused and carefully observed my expression before continuing. I watched the entire interview process yesterday, and I was surprised that you didn't immediately announce that Liu Ruyan was hired. When we returned to my office, you told me that Liu Ruyan wasn't suitable. Honestly, I also think he isn't a good fit for my company. There's no need to go into the reasons. Seeing you say these things to me, I suddenly had an idea. I wanted you to handle this recruitment process and see what your final decision would be. You didn't let me down. You stuck to the right choice in the end. I know this decision was difficult for you, and maybe it will even cause a rift between you and your childhood friend. I want to know in the end, why did you insist on doing this? Was it for me? I curled my lips into a disdainful smile. Don't overthink it. I have my own principles when it comes to doing things. I just don't want to go against my conscience, that's all. Very good, Li Xia said happily. You're exactly the kind of person I need. Let's have a good talk. Talk about what? I took out a cigarette and put it in my mouth. Li Xia couldn't help but frown. I said loudly, don't frown. I'm not your employee right now. If I want to smoke, I'll smoke. It's none of your business. Even if I were your employee, you shouldn't restrict my freedom to smoke. It's fine, Li Xia said calmly. You smoked in my office yesterday too. It seems like smoking makes your mind more active. The company is currently undergoing a complete overhaul in all departments. Which department do you want to join? Which one are you most interested in? What industries have you worked in before? And what kind of work experience do you have? The kind where you'd even sneak a bite while delivering food. Li Xia shot me a fierce glare and said, I'm being serious. Can you stop joking around? I've delivered food, worked as a waiter in a KTV, and even carried bricks on construction sites. The more I spoke, the less confident I felt. Anyway, I've done all kinds of low-level jobs. If you really want to offer me a job, just say so. Li Xia encouraged me, saying, just tell me what you want to do. I'll make sure you're satisfied with the salary. It won't be less than what you made delivering food. Don't underestimate me. I can make 6,000 or 7,000 a month delivering food. I'll give you 8,000 then. In that case, I'll be a security guard. Li Xia stared at me, her expression unreadable, and asked, are you serious? Of course, I replied. Do security guards get free meals, housing, or attendance bonuses? What are the shifts like? If there's downtime, I could read. Being a security guard sounds good. Start Monday, she said. Xiao Ru will arrange your position. We provide meals and a shared dorm bed. It's enough for resting. I'm not sure about the specific shift schedule. All of that is handled by the people below. At this point, Li Xia glanced at her watch and said to me, let's have lunch together. But first, let me ask, am I treating you, or are you treating me? That question earned me a big eye roll from Li Xia. We had lunch at the hotel, and before I left, Li Xia had Xiao Ru bring me a set of security guard uniforms. She told me to wear it when I came to find Xiao Ru on Monday, and she would arrange my duties. I also asked Li Xia if being a security guard really paid 8,000 yuan. Li Xia calmly replied that it did. Back home, I put on my security uniform and felt sharp in the mirror. While admiring the look, Liu Jun called. I explained Li Xia's background, and he understood. At 8 Monday morning, I met Xiao Ru. He called me handsome, but I found the uniform low class, suggesting military combat gear instead. He laughed, saying I could change the uniforms once I took office, then led me to the second floor security department. He knocked on Deputy Director's office door. The person inside snapped to knock again. Xiao Ru calmly said, all right. Minister Cao didn't interrupt your game. He hurriedly hid his phone and stood up. Xiao Ru introduced us, telling him to cooperate with me, the new head. Then, she took me to a spacious, tidy office. I never dreamed I'd go from delivery guy to having my own office so fast. Xiao Ru handed me the keys. The department is yours. Contact me if you need help. I'll have Cao bring documents soon. It's a lot of work, so do your best. I won't let you or Li Xia down. Thanks. But before I could settle in, an arrogant guard knocked. Minister, outside. Minister, you're needed outside. Shouldn't the lobby manager handle this? At Dekai International, security deals with guest trouble. A guard, cigarette in mouth, said, a car's blocking the lot. Minister Cao wants you there. I found a BMW blocking the exit. The swearing owner claimed a scratch, but the spot's camera was broken. Cao pointed at me. This is our new department head. Don't worry, he'll explain. The owner fumed. You're responsible? How will you compensate me? An hour in, and I was already tested. Suddenly, a woman appeared, admitting she scratched the car, mistaking it for her ex's. Crisis resolved, leaving Minister Cao helpless. But soon, GM Li Mingquan arrived with the director and Cao, glancing my way. He calmly said, replace him. Cao Yuwei is the new security minister. I was stunned, having just started. Then Xiao Ru and Li Xia entered. Xiao Ru smiled. The GM appointed him. Can you just remove him? Surprised, the man asked, Xia, did you arrange this? She replied, security complaints were high, and Minister Yuan failed, so I stepped in. Any problem, brother? Li Mingquan laughed awkwardly. Sure, but shouldn't the board decide on a new head? Li Xia replied calmly. For an intern, no need to overcomplicate it. We'll have a formal meeting later. A disobedient deputy is useless anyway. Should we fire him, brother? Qiao Yue looked at Li Mingquan, startled. Xiao Ru signaled me to stay silent. The man quickly said, keep him for now. The new minister needs time to adjust. Let's have Lao Chao assist him for now. Li Xia agreed to give Cao Yue another chance. She left with Xiao Ru, while Li Mingquan gave me a cold look as he exited. I later learned he was Xia's half-brother, who lost the company to her after their father died. Mingquan feigned support while undermining her with shareholders, leaving her position precarious. That evening, I went home. Exhaustion washed over me, and I fell asleep right on the sofa. It was Lin Yifei who woke me up, and I even managed to mooch a meal off him. Ever since we cleared up our misunderstanding over the stray dog, we've grown closer. After dinner, my second uncle suddenly called and woke me up. He asked me to join him for drinks at a bar. Coincidentally, I was looking to unwind as well, so I casually invited Lin Yifei to come along. To my surprise, he agreed. My second uncle led me into a booth at the bar, where there were 3 men and 1 woman, all around 30 years old. The woman had a striking figure. Chen Xiaoji made the introductions. Call these men brother, and this lady sister Hua. I toasted them. And my second uncle. Your second uncle? Yin Yihua asked. Who's that? Chen Xiaoji, of course. He said to call you brothers, so I'll drink to that. Everyone laughed. Yin Yihua told Chen, your nephew is more interesting than you. Little brother, let's drink, Sister Hua said. I learned they were all fitness coaches, and Chen taught Sanda. We drank freely, enjoying the relaxed atmosphere and great conversation. Li Jiahao appeared, downed a beer, and panted to Chen Xiaoji. Brother Ji, I finished the push-ups. Stunned, I watched him grab another bottle. Bro, I'm sorry, we met through a fight, so I'll finish this as an apology. Drink what you like. He drank as my uncle smiled. He's my student, learning Sanda. Li Jiahao finished another, saying, I only admire Brother Jie. Everything before was a misunderstanding. Let bygones be bygones. We're all men here. I toasted Lin Yifei. Li Jiahao finished his 3rd bottle. I asked which department he worked in at Decay. He shook his head. I don't like it there, and my sister won't let me go anyway. Why? Isn't that your family's company? Li Jiahao sighed. You'll look down on me. I've never done anything. I dropped out of school to hang out on the streets and even cursed at my mom. Before she died, she told us our father was Li Dezhong. He's been good to us. He gave us a lot of money. Earlier this year, he passed away unexpectedly and split his shares 3 ways, between my sister, me, and my half-brother Li Mingquan. He made my sister chairwoman and wanted me to help, but after a week, I found the staff hostile. My laid-back style gave people more reason to attack her, so I quit. She grew increasingly agitated, picked up a beer bottle, and asked, do you think I'm useless? I clinked my glass with hers and said, don't think that. If you hate the office politics, it just means you're pure. I'd much rather be friends with someone like you. I value loyalty above all. Li Jiahao patted his chest. We're friends now, so just ask if you need anything. If I hesitate, I'm your grandson. Cheers. After drinking, I said, your sister put me in security. As a guard? That's not fair. I'll tell her to move you tonight. I chose it, I replied. Why pick security? Lighting a cigarette, I said, everyone starts at the bottom. She's already made me the security head. I'm satisfied. Li Jiahao laughed. Be honest, did someone give you a hard time today? If not, I'll drink 3 more bottles. Everyone's eyes were on me. I gave a wry smile and said, what's this about being set up by the deputy director? Chen Xiaoji, who usually doesn't say much, asked. I recounted what happened today and added at the end, don't just resort to violence. This isn't something that can be solved by force. I want to do my job well and treat this as a challenge. If I can't even handle this, I wouldn't respect myself. Yin Yihua nodded. Chen Fanhua's sister supported you, saying, if you want to survive in an environment, you have to adapt to the unspoken rules. Violence can't solve everything. Chen Xiaoji, who had been silent all along, suddenly spoke up. Suppress his WeChat and break up his team to solve the problem at its root. I repeated his words, thinking over the specific steps in my mind. It's easy to say, but not necessarily easy to do. The fish-faced man to Chen Xiaoji's right smiled and said, there are dozens of people in the security department. It's impossible for all of them to be on his side. Some are just yielding to authority. If you show strength and attitude, some will naturally switch sides. As the leader, personal charisma is more important than just wielding power. Why not give them an opportunity to break out? The more I thought about it, the more sense it made. This dinner wasn't for nothing. That night, I couldn't sleep. I kept pondering the follow-up plan and didn't fall asleep until 2 in the morning. First thing in the morning, I messaged Li Xia. I want to lead the Decai security department well. I hope you'll support what I'm about to do next. After sending the message, I still hadn't received a reply by the time I got to the office. I couldn't help but feel a bit uneasy. But once you start, there's no turning back. As expected, after a brief meeting, it turned out not everyone was on Minister Cao's side.